And welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Business Point here on Global Television, your hub for topical discussions in the world of business. And today we look at the headlines and news making waves in the world of business. We begin with the mining canister of Office, MOC, that has announced a significant revenue boost generating 10.9 billion naira between January and April 2025, marking a major milestone in the agency's efforts to reform and modernize Nigeria's solid mineral sector and local event. I'm Queen Agaba. We'll take a quick break, and when we return, Business Point continues. Please stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. The Mining Cadister Office, MCO, has announced a significant revenue boost, generating 10.9 billion naira between January and April 2025, marking a major milestone in the agency's efforts to reform and modernize Nigeria's solid mineral sector. This was disclosed in a statement issued in Abuja by the head of press of the agency, Mrs. Grace Okeke, quoting the Director General of MCO, Mr. Simon Income. According to Income, the revenue milestone is largely attributed to the ongoing reforms spearheaded by the Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dr. Dele Alake, aimed at repositioning the mining sector as a key contributor to Nigeria's non-oil revenue base. It was reported earlier that the MCO collected approximately 7 billion naira in mining fees and registered 118 new private mineral buying centers in the first quarter of 2025. The fees stemmed from 955 applications for mining title grants that includes 651 applications for exploration licenses, 270 applications for small-scale mining leases, 49 applications for quarrying permits, and 24 applications for reconnaissance permits. Investment opportunities driving reforms through technology and collaboration. For now, the MCO Director General emphasized the agency's commitment to transparency, accountability, and operational efficiency, highlighting the 2022 deployment of the electronic mining cadister system as a game changer. While Uncom says digital migration has significantly enhanced accessibility, reduced bureaucratic bottlenecks, and strengthened regulatory oversight in the sector. He also noted that the MCO is actively collaborating with key government institutions like the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, and the Nigerian Police Force to deepen regulatory compliance and curb financial misconduct within the mining value chain. He disclosed that the agency is working closely with the Corporate Affairs Commission to ensure that only properly registered and compliant companies are granted licenses to operate in the mining sector. In other news and business, the Enugu state government has announced plans to build Nigeria's longest Canopy Walkway and its first full-scale zipline as part of efforts to boost tourism and attract visitors to the southeast. The projects are key components of the state's eco-tourism development strategy and will be implemented in phases starting this year. Commissioner for Culture and Tourism Dame Ugochi Madweke announced that the plans after the weekend's Executive Council meeting, according to the statement by the Governor's media aide, Dan Nwome. Madueke says the investments are aimed at showcasing Enugu's natural beauty while offering visitors unique and memorable experiences. The 600-meter Canopy Walkway will be constructed at the Nsude Pyramid site, making it the longest in the country when completed. The 300-meter zipline will also be installed at Ngwo Pine Forest, positioning Enugu State as the first state in Nigeria to offer a full-scale zipline tourism attraction. Other sites earmarked for development include various roads, Ahurum Waterfall, where plans are underway to build an additional canopy walkway and boardwalk, enhancing the experience while preserving the surrounding ecosystem. The statement further revealed that the government intends to construct the Cross of Hope at Okpatu, a monumental structure perched 580 meters above sea level, with the cross itself towering 50 meters high. The building will feature 15 floors, equipped with a lift, and will reach a total height of 630 meters above sea level. In addition, Dame Madueke outlined several significant upcoming projects, including the Akuke Ataku Water Park and the Ovu Lake Golf and Resort at Akpafu. Each of these developments will feature dedicated experience centers, food courts, and renewable energy infrastructure, ensuring sustainability and promoting tourism. It was also revealed that the Commissioner for Youth and Sports Development, Lloyd Ekweremadu, announced the completion of a youth animation lab, which is said to be officially commissioned, aiming to bolster digital skills among young people. The celebration of International Youth Day on August 12th, the state will empower over 2,100 trained youths, equipping them with valuable skills for future development. Well, we're amazed at all of this development happening in Enugu State, and we look forward to seeing how this development pan out. And of course, Global Television will be here to bring you update on the development. Let's go over to where shareholders have appealed to the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) registers and stockbrokers to amplify the claiming process for unclaimed dividends, citing frustrations over administrative bottlenecks and delays. Concerns over the continuous rise in unclaimed dividends from banks and corporations have intensified calls for a more seamless, transparent, and accessible system. Many investors argue that the current process is cumbersome, discouraging rightful claimants from accessing their funds. According to Mrs. Bisi Bakare, National Coordinator of the Pragmatic Shareholders Association, several factors contribute to the surge in unclaimed dividends, including the use of fictitious names during privatization, making verification difficult, and failure to update shareholder records after relocation also leads to outdated banking details. It has also been outlined that lack of proper estate planning among deceased shareholders is also preventing asset transfers to heirs. Neglect by minority shareholders due to low dividends payouts is also a contributing factor. Bakare noted that many shareholders purchased multiple shares under different names, making reconciliation nearly impossible without proper documentation. She stressed that electronic dividend registration and frequent updates with registers are critical in reducing the backlog of unclaimed dividends. Moses Igburude, National Coordinator of the Independent Shareholders Association of Nigeria, has also expressed concern that even newly listed companies on the Nigerian Exchange Group (NGX) continue to experience unclaimed dividends issues. He proposed that registrars actively reach out to investors through direct communication, ensuring shareholders are aware of their dividend entitlement. Over to the UK, where the UK Labour government's decision to ban the recruitment of care workers from abroad has sparked fierce criticism from trade unions and care sector leaders who warn the policy will endanger an already fragile system. The UK government's Immigration, white paper, a document outlining proposed policies and legislation set to be published today, confirms plans to end the care worker visa route for overseas recruitment. The move is part of a broader immigration reset aimed at reducing legal migration and increasing reliance on UK-based workers. In 2023 alone, over 58,000 overseas care workers entered the UK under the Skilled Worker Visa Scheme, accounting for nearly half of all new hires in the care workforce. The proposed changes will halt this recruitment pipeline. The UK's largest Unison, which happens to be the UK's largest union for health and care workers, warned that the decision could trigger widespread uncertainty among foreign workers already in the country. And Labour Party officials defended the decision, arguing that the UK must reduce dependence on foreign labour and focus on building a sustainable domestic workforce. The Home Secretary, Viet Cooper, defended the decision, saying that employers should prioritise workers already in the UK. She noted that the visas could be extended for current residents and that the existing workforce includes many who are underutilised. We'll take a quick break, and when we return, we'll also look at foreign news where the US President Donald Trump announced on Sunday plans to sign an executive order aimed at reducing prescription drug prices to levels paid by other high-income countries, with cuts expected to range from 30% to 80%. We'll be right back after the break.
That global television can be watched in Nigeria and all over the world.
Download the Global TV Nigerian mobile app for Android and iOS devices to watch global television real-time from around the world. What are you waiting for?
Start downloading and stay connected to global television.
Many thanks for staying with us. If you've just joined us, this is Business Point here on Global Television, your hub for topical discussions around business. The US President Donald Trump has announced plans to sign an executive order aimed at reducing prescription drug prices to levels paid by other high-income countries, with cuts expected to range from 30% to 80%. In a post on Truth Social, he explained that the executive order, which he would sign today, would implement what is known as most favored nation pricing or international reference pricing. He stated that the policy is part of his administration's broader effort to make medications more affordable for Americans. Currently, There is no central government price regulation for all medicines in the U.S., and the U.S. pays the most of the world for many prescription drugs, often nearly triple that of other developed nations. He says he wants to close that spread, but has not publicly specified how and didn't provide details in his post. But however, the pharmaceutical industry plays the most important role in determining how much a drug costs, and government influence is limited. And it often leads to enormously high prices for certain drugs, especially in the US, where drug costs are particularly expensive compared to other countries. During his first term in office, Trump made an attempt to lower drug prices. The plan was to provide drugs, including insulin and other drugs, at discounts to people with low incomes and use lower international prices to pay for some drugs provided under the Medicare state insurance program for older adults. While we wait and look forward to the developments today as he signs this policy, Global Television will monitor this and bring you details around this information. Now, moving on to the Nigerian stock market, the Nigerian All Share Index, concluded the trading week on May 9, 2025, on a positive note, surging by an impressive 2,690.83 points to close at 108,733.40. This reflects a 2.54% week-to-date gain from the previous level of 106,042.57, marking the highest weekly close ever as the Premium Index and all sectoral indices posted gains. Trading activity also witnessed a significant uptick as total market volume rose to 2.6 billion shares, representing a 20.26% increase from the 2.19 billion shares exchanged in the preceding week. Similarly, the market capitalization climbed to 68.3 trillion naira, up from 66.6 trillion naira in the prior week, solidifying its position above 68 trillion naira mark. Investor sentiment remained bullish as 68 equities recorded price gains, an improvement from the 52 gainers recorded in the previous week. Conversely, 28 equities declined in value, down from 37 in the prior week, while 52 equities closed flat, maintaining their previous week's prices. For the market overview, the Nigerian equities market recorded a broadly positive performance for the week ended, with the all-share index closing higher in 4 out of 5 trading sessions. The week commenced on a bullish note, with the ASI advancing and gaining further momentum on Tuesday, rising from 106,698.50 to 108,361.10 on Wednesday. The index broke through the 109,000 point mark and extended its rally into Thursday, setting a new daily record of 109,231.96. However, the markets experienced a mild pullback on Friday, shedding 498.56 points to close the week at 108,733.40, just below the 109,000 threshold. The NGX Premium Index led major board indices with a robust 3.54% gain, driven by an 11.7% surge in MTN Nigeria, along with moderate gains in First Holdco, Zenith Bank, and Dangote Cement, each posting under 4%. The NGX 30 index and the NGX main board index also performed strongly, rising by 2% and 2.2% respectively. The NGX Consumer Goods Index topped the sectoral performance chart with a 5.41% increase, driven over 20% gains in Cadbury and Northern Nigerian flour mills, alongside a 14% rise in Dangote Sugar. The Oil and Gas Index advanced by 3.06%, 0.98%, largely on the back of a bullish performance from Owando, which gained over 3%. The NGX Banking Index posted a 3.9% gain, supported by a 10% increase in Sterling Bank and an 8.6% uptick in GTCO and marginal gains across the Fugas group of banks. The NGX Industrial Goods Index rose by 1.9%, while the NGX Insurance Index closed 0.99% higher. For top gainers, leading the gainers chart, Multiverse Mining and Exploration PLC surged by 57.48% week-to-week date, followed by Academy Press PLC, which rose by 50.52%. And other notable gainers includes Better Glass PLC, the Initiate PLC, International Energy Insurance PLC, Chelams, Skyway Aviation Handling, Associated Bus Company, Cadbury Nigeria, Northern Nigeria Fleur, and for local event top losers, at the bottom of the chart, Abbey Mortgage Bank PLC declined by 15.66% week to date, followed by Mayor PLC, which lost 13.51%. And other notable decliners include the Veritas Capital Assurance PLC, down 10.81% to 0.99, and VFD Group PLC down 10.61% to 16 Naira, while Transcap Power PLC down 9.98% to 328.50 Naira, among other notable companies. Well, that's all about the all-share index, which has regained strong bullish momentum, testing 109,000 levels briefly and settling its sights on the 100,000 share threshold. And for sustained upward movement, particularly among mid and large cap equities, could provide the momentum required to propel the index beyond these psychological barriers in the near term. Well, this is where we draw the curtains on Business Point today. Don't forget to follow us across all social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. You can also download the Global TV Nigeria mobile app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcast. And you can watch Global Television on DSTV channel 365, on StarTimes channel 276, and free to air on Nightconsat. Kindly follow us on all social media handles now showing on your screen. I am Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching and see you again.